Park had been considerably enlarged only a decade earlier with the arrival of the Victoria Line in 1969. Green Park itself is an adjunct to St James's Park, and at the apex of the two lies Buckingham Palace, the home of Queen Elizabeth II, to whom the name of the line is dedicated. Her Majesty's Silver Jubilee having been celebrated in 1977, the intended year of opening. In fact, it was 2 years later that her son Prince Charles officiated at the opening ceremony here at Green Park on the 30th of April 1979. Here, the original Jubilee Line continued straight ahead to terminate at Charing Cross. The twin platform station now lies eerily silent, having been abandoned after a life of just 20 years, the last passenger trains having run in the early hours of Saturday, November the 20th, 1999. Various options were considered to enable Charing Cross to remain open. The station had relatively low usage on the Jubilee Line, and with the necessary tight curves to extend from there to the new route, it was felt that the speed restrictions would have been too much of a penalty to journey times. Consideration was also given to using the defunct platforms for special workings or in emergency, but a major factor was the condition of the escalators, which after 20 years' service were now virtually life expired. And so it is that the most recently installed platforms at Charing Cross Underground remain empty.
Stand clear of the doors now. Mind the doors.
So we diverge onto the brand new Jubilee Line extension. The original intention was for the Fleet Line to be extended via Aldwych and Fenchurch Street out to Woolwich and Thamesmead, but it was ultimately defeated by lack of funds and the building of the cheaper Docklands Light Railway. The since proposed full-size Crossrail scheme was also a major factor. A further decade later, with the political tide turned, the new Jubilee extension was routed to run via Waterloo instead, to enable mainline passengers from southwest London easy access to the burgeoning Docklands development. The blue lamp is an indication of an IVP, which stands for Intervention Point. This is an emergency access from street level for use by fire crews. In extreme circumstances, it could also be used for passenger evacuation. The first station on the new Jubilee Line extension is Westminster, the seat of government, and to many, the home of democracy. It was here that the Transport Act was passed on the 16th of March 1992, authorising the building of the new tube railway. Platform edge doors are the most striking innovation on the new extension, their first such usage in the UK. The station itself was a major civil engineering project. All the existing station buildings were demolished and a new bridge had to be constructed 50 feet below ground to support the tracks of the district line. The Jubilee platforms were built one above the other to minimise the danger of subsidence to the famous clock tower, making this the deepest station on the line. Due to the engineering difficulties, it was actually the last station to open on the line, being December the 22nd, 1999.
This Christmas marks 20 years of Westminster Jubilee Line station. Mm-hmm.
The line now crosses beneath the River Thames, the first of 4 such crossings in total. An unusually spacious junction provides a reversal facility, as well as an emergency crossover. Although the platform edge doors have a safety benefit, their main purpose on the Jubilee Line is for their ventilation and air management properties, being cheaper to install than providing draft relief shafts and chamfering the ends of the running tunnels. Here at Waterloo, provision for the Jubilee Line was incorporated right back into the design of the Eurostar International Terminal. The Jubilee platforms are back to the conventional side-by-side configuration. Not surprisingly, they're at the lowest level of the 3 tube lines that serve the main line station. Just a quarter of a mile, this is the shortest distance between stations on the line. The thrust for Southwark Station was the desire to provide easy interchange with the busy southeastern main lines through Waterloo East. A direct link runs from the Jubilee Line concourse to the eastern end of the main line platforms. Passengers for the other tube lines exit Waterloo East from the opposite end, significantly reducing peak time congestion.